brothers, but not by birth. Family, but not by DNA. Dave and Adam are two of a kind, and they wanna borrow some of your day to talk into your ear holes about midi-chlorians and roller coasters. Those two things are unrelated, but so are they. They're unrelated at birth, like most people who aren't related. Unrelated at birth, but they're brothers in a brotherly way. Now it's time for the phenomenal brother and the golden voice of the South. They're brothers from different mothers, but they're both really proud to be unrelated at birth.
What are you booing over there? We're live.
Yes.
No, come on, we're live. You have to be happy now. We're live.
What? Oh, wait. You didn't point.
I thought you said we weren't going to point because pointing is like.
I mean, you didn't tell me we're. I need makeup for next week's show. I'm looking a little.
That's probably not a bad idea.
I'm looking a little not blush. I need some blush.
Blush.
I might need to run upstairs to Amanda's makeup counter and say, "Hey, let me borrow some of that makeup, girl."
Okay, this got a little weird.
Already, we're only 34 seconds.
It didn't take long.
Already got weird.
oh man. Ooh.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and start it. I am the golden voice of the South, the human jukebox, Dave Adams, all the way from the top of the state of Alabama, here in Madison, Alabama, where right now I think you could see Noah floating by. If anyone hears a message from God, just go ahead and start buying some wood because it's there. It's bad.
So you're learning to measure in cubits?
I haven't quite learned to measure in cubics just yet, but I've heard that I need to.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
Yeah, it might be coming. So you are the phenomenal brother, Adam Joseph Russell.
That's right.
All the way from the middle of the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Where I hear it's kind of warm because this is also Princess Weekend, isn't it?
That's right.
Princess Half Marathon Weekend, which is also known as the last time I ran.
But it was the best time, wasn't it?
Well, I'll say this. It should have been a PR.
Yeah.
But I had, which for those of you who don't know in running, a PR
technical terms.
is when you do a personal record. Mm-hmm. So there you go. But that just means that I had to stop because you had to pee.
I had to stop.
I had to stop running because you had to pee.
Dude, there were so many times you were so far ahead of me. You would get like. Yeah, I'll tell the story. There were so many times. When you run, you get in a group, right? And you're around the same people for a period of time once you get like settled into your pace and everything. And there were times I would look up and you're just like 100 yards ahead of me, just talking to all the people around us. And I'm just like, okay, dude, whatever. I mean, so I'm sorry that I slowed you down. But the problem is not that I had to stop to pee. The problem is you have really long legs.
That's a problem.
That is the problem. Yeah, that's the problem is because anytime I have to do anything, it's going to absolutely slow you down, right? Anytime I have to, I don't know, walk when we say run, walk, or anything like that, because, that definitely didn't have anything to do with not hitting a PR when I think it was at Epcot. And I said,
no,
okay, Dave, it's time to run.
No, it's not. Look, I fell over at the start finish line. That was me. I put forth that effort, and
But you made it. That's what's important. You made it.
I finished I crossed the finish line standing.
Yes, you did.
I can't say I did that 2 centimeters past it. Okay, now, all right. So we're here. We're talking running.
Yeah.
Why? I don't even know. It's Princess Weekend. Dude, if you don't see it on my face, this is taking care of a 2-year-old face. I've had to take care of Harper all day, and we had to take her to swimming lessons, and it's just been a rough day, man. It's been a rough, busy day, and I wasn't even at work. So I'm trying to figure this out. I've got our live feed on one part of my computer, and then I have the website that we use for the whole setup on one and the other side of the computer. I'm like, what do I look at? Do I look at you on the live feed, or do I look at you on the live feed of our setup?
I would look at me on the setup, or else I'm going to be about 5 seconds behind.
Or do I just look straight into the camera and just sit here and look at people?
That's not a bad idea. We should try that. This whole episode.
We should just glare.
What do you think? I think that's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea. I think we should do that.
I can't hold that. I can't hold that because I can just feel it.
Joining, and they see our eyes staring at them.
Hello, everyone.
By the way, those that are just listening to us on podcast,
they're like, makes for great audio.
What did I miss? See, this is what you miss when you don't join us on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday Night Live.
You know, it was a big Tuesday night for us too, because our city has a planning and zoning council.
That you posted in the scare zone?
I did. I posted in completely the wrong group. And they wanted to take an area of our subdivision that was previously marked conservation, even though it was never designated that way from a zoning perspective.
Wait, and they wanted Animal Kingdom conservation?
No, more like wetlands outside of a theme park conservation.
People
the
bad,
same idea, right?
Human good.
Yeah.
People bad, animal good.
Tree give air.
Nope, I'm leaving.
And they wanted to take it and rezone it for low density residential, tear it down, put houses. But those people who border that green space, which is trees and stuff like that right now, it's about 10 acres. The people who border that paid the previous builder a premium for a premium lot.
Oh.
Even though the previous builder never had the right to call it conservation. And so it's a very sticky subject. The problem we have overall is there are too many houses in our subdivision anyway. And the people who went up there and spoke out won, and they made the recommendation not to approve it. So now we've got to go to the city council and fight. And I tell you this story to prove how old I am, that's my highlight other than this of a Tuesday night.
Wait. So did you just say that you had to fight?
Yeah.
For your right to
conservation. Yeah.
And wait, so you also lived in a subdivided neighborhood?
Yes. I bought Blair a house like I said I would in a
subdivided neighborhood.
Yep.
But
you're two for two.
See, you're just stacking them up, putting them on the tee, and let me hit them off.
Go for it.
I do it.
Do it.
Do it. All right. So I see Carrie's in here. Sherry joined us this week finally.
Finally, geez. Adam Dale is here.
Sherry, how are you, Sherry? That's just going to be our weekly thing.
See, but I don't get to say, nope, I'm leaving. That's not fair.
Carrie can say, nope, I'm leaving.
I know,
you could leave. But actually, no, you can't, because you're the one that works the controllers.
Exactly.
Okay. Hey, do we want to announce Patreon now, or are we going to do it at the end? Because I think we figured out what we're going to do.
Have we?
Yeah, we have.
Let's wait till the end. Let's get to the good stuff. We've made him wait long enough.
Okay.
Enough small talk.
Okay. So we teased it last week that we were going to do a topic on guilty pleasures. And I think you had the hardest time figuring out what your guilty pleasures were.
I still do.
Oh, Sherry said she's not feeling well.
Oh,
Sherry, what's wrong?
Well, I hope you feel better, Sherry.
Do I need to sing to make you feel better?
Oh man.
Hey, look at this. Adam Dale says he's driving to Atlanta listening to us.
How about that? He's getting the podcast live.
That's pretty awesome.
The best. That's the best, isn't it? Oh, it's just
that's
how does it get better than that?
Well, I'll tell you.
So you brought up guilty pleasures.
Guilty pleasure. So
yeah.
Do you even know what a guilty pleasure is, Adam? Because there was some time that I don't think you did.
No, I do know what a guilty pleasure is. It's my friend
Sherry said yes. Please sing. I'm not right now. I'll do it later.
Okay.
I'll do some more singing for you, Sherry. Don't worry.
Okay. A guilty pleasure is my friend Matt. You know Matt.
Mm-hmm. Matt, I think he's watching us now.
He likes Britney Spears.
I mean, hey.
He will listen to that music and go to concerts with his wife. That's something that they do together. But it's not something that a lot of people would readily raise their hand and say, oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite pastimes.
Did he like Britney Spears before his wife, or did he like Britney Spears because of his wife? By the way, my friend Sarah says, what's up? Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. But no, it was a mutual. It's something that they had in common that they continued to do together.
He liked her before his wife.
Yeah. Or around the same time. I don't know if you can say before. We all grew up when it was just coming out. So, I mean, I think they always liked it together.
I'm afraid to ask this, Michael, because I know you're a pastor and all, but did you like Britney Spears for her music, or did you like Britney Spears for the same reason that every 18-year-old liked Britney Spears back in
in either case, today he does. And it's a guilty pleasure is one of those things that you would be embarrassed to talk about in normal conversation, because or not really bring up readily in normal conversation because it might embarrass you. And I think my thing is that my guilty pleasures are, I don't want to say lame. My guilty pleasures aren't something other people, they would just roll their eyes at me. I love, like, I'll be sitting there and Blair and I will go to the bookstore and we'll walk through the bookstore and then we'll get back into the bargain section. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a book about, one of my favorite books that I've read recently is all about like matter. And like it takes a picture of this guy who's sitting at a table outside on his patio. And he talks about his teacup and what his teacup is made up of, and his chair and what his chair is made of, and the air around him and what it's made up of. And it walks through different types of matter and a story behind him. And I just loved that book to death. That's a guilty pleasure for me. But it's not like, he listens to Britney Spears. It's more like, nerd, that kind of thing. So,
I hope you can see the comments in our live feed right now.
You just called me a nerd. And I gladly admit it, but that's my guilty pleasure. Curse of Oak Island, books about science, things about history, those kinds of things. I don't like belt out into random Broadway songs in public. Guilty pleasure.
That's not a guilty pleasure. No. So here's the deal.
I didn't say enjoy Broadway music. I said belt it out in public. Like love it enough to belt it out in public. That qualifies it as a guilty pleasure.
See, I don't think it does. And so when I first started thinking about this topic, there are tons of things that I like that could be classified as guilty pleasures. Wrestling is, for some people, a guilty pleasure. For me, I'll talk about it till the cows come home. I don't care. For some people, it's that they nerd out over Star Wars books. No. Oh my gosh. Amanda just says, Dave, Ellie wanted me to comment on your podcast that she wants you to fix her alarm clock when I'm done. Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'm actually
add it to the list.
I'm kind of shocked that she didn't send that Ellie didn't come down here first. So I'm a little proud of that. So yes, belting out Broadway in public or belting out any song in public, that could theoretically be somebody's guilty pleasure. But to me, I don't call that a guilty pleasure because that's not a guilty pleasure of mine. I will readily tell you that, see, my friend Sarah, I can make almost any song apply to a situation. I randomly start singing a song because it reminds me of something.
Yes.
That's me on this podcast.
Yes.
I mean, that's my life.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. So I don't know if I could call that a guilty pleasure.
But here's what I think the measure of a guilty pleasure is. Not necessarily.
The measure of a pleasure?
Yeah. That not necessarily how embarrassed you are to bring it up, because there's not a lot that embarrasses you, Dave.
No, not much.
It's the reaction of the closest 20 people in your immediate vicinity when it happens.
Well, then that's 90% of my life. People go, oh.
So your whole life is your guilty pleasure.
I mean, really? Are we going?
Everything I do is my guilty pleasure.
Because most of my life is just people look at me and go, oh, Dave, really?
That's how we built an audience. We built it off of that alone, right?
Yeah. Okay, your dad. What is a guilty pleasure? Something such as a movie, television program, or piece of music that one enjoys despite feeling that it is not generally held in high regard. Okay, so yes, wrestling. If you're going to say that, then yes. But the one that I was going to say that I would probably be a little ashamed to admit that if the whole world knew that I liked it, and now people are, but the whole world, I like 2000s punk pop music.
Like what?
Bowling for Soup, Blink 182, Good Charlotte, Stacy's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I waited for so long. You know that stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm aware.
Stacy, can't you see that you're not the girl for me? I know it might be wrong, but I'm in love with Stacy's mom.
Here you go, Sherry. You asked for it.
So the reason that this kind of came up in my mind is because, we all know that I'm a wrestling fan, and I make no shame to admit that. So I was, just searching, and I was actually kind of shocked to see that that Bowling for Soup has a new song out and a new album out.
Oh,
and on this,
I was waiting for that with bated breath.
Well, hush, I actually do. On this album is a song named Alexa Bliss.
Oh, the wrestler.
The wrestler, which is actually Ellie's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin said we all love Dave. Oh, Kevin. I'm not reading that out loud. I just okay, so I have to tell a story. Okay, so I have to read out loud. Kevin, I just want you to know my mother listens to this podcast, and because of
Not
you,
anymore.
She's going to know what this is. And I think I've told her this before. So, okay, sophomore, junior year of high school, I can't remember, but I went to a Christian high school. Okay, first off, Kevin says we all loved Dave's mom in high school. She was Stacy's mom in our world. I hope my mom knows that, Kevin. I hope my mom hears that and know that this is Kevin Robertson saying that. Anyway, okay, so
how about this then? Oh, go ahead. You were making a point. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We split up at boys and girls, male and female, and did sex ed. And
you're using that word again, dude.
No,
we have got to improve your vocabulary.
That was sexual scandal.
Okay, stop.
Sex scandal.
Stop.
Anyway, if you haven't listened to our last episode, go back and do that because I used the word sex scandal a lot.
Stop.
But anyway, so we did sex ed, and guys and girls split up, and the teacher or the person that got to do the girls was my mom. My mom has her doctorate in nursing. She is a childbirth instructor. She knows her stuff. Well, one of the guys that didn't know that we split up went into the girls' room because that was where the normal room was, and he hadn't seen my mom before. And we get in there. And he realizes and goes to the guy's room and walks in and says, guys, the lady in there teaching the girls is so hot. She is so fine. And a bunch of guys are laughing. And he says, Dareth, what are you laughing at? I said, Dareth, that's my mom. So, yes, that's okay. The story of Kevin's comment of why he says that.
So then if I go back and it's not something I have the opportunity to do much anymore, line dancing would probably be one of my old guilty pleasures now.
There you go.
That's a good example.
That's a good example where people would probably be embarrassed to know that you did it.
That I used to teach it. I just did it. I was a paid professional.
You helped teach me. I mean, we went.
And it was a lot of fun, dude. Come on.
It was. We did.
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of fun going up to Birmingham to... I don't even know if that club's not even there anymore, is it?
No.
We went up to Birmingham my your sophomore year, probably a couple other times, and just hung out and line danced.
Yep.
So
it's what you did back then.
That's what you did back then.
We didn't have no iPhones.
No, we didn't.
No.
Your dad says sitting on his patio, watching the sunset, drinking coffee, watching the ducks fly off, and holding hands with
Catherine. That's her name.
Yeah, I know, but I realized that at the end as I stopped reading and realized, Virgil, that's not a guilty pleasure. That's something that's an aw moment. So
it is.
I can't call that a guilty pleasure. But yours last week was actually really good because you were talking about Curse of Oak Island. And
Yes.
Virgil's question was, about Curse of Oak Island. And that could be considered a guilty pleasure because to me, I watched that show and I'm like, this is stupid. But y'all are just enthralled in this thing.
Yeah.
So
over wood. They found some wood.
Had they found any more wood? What happened this week?
They found wood that leads them to believe that they have pinpointed the money pit where they will dig and find more would.
And
it was funny. They were digging at this random historical site for what they call the 90-foot stone, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a stone with markings all over it that they had found when they originally found the money pit shaft. And they've been searching for this flat stone for ages. And they were like, I think it's at this museum, and it's probably buried under that bush right there. That's what someone told me one time. And so they dig and dig and dig, and they find this flat stone, and they're all freaking out, getting it. They flip it over as this huge boulder with this tiny little flat spot on top of it. And they were just going nuts over this thing. So, yeah, it's the archaeological things that they're finding now that mean something. There's a history there to be told.
It's the nerd part of it.
It is, yeah. It absolutely is.
My friend Sarah says, my guilty pleasure is dropping my kids off at my parents and going home and going to bed. I mean, that's not a bad call. I mean, why not? I would say, I guess the last 2 weeks have been my guilty pleasures on this show. I mean, one of them is Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am probably one of the few straight guys that likes Broadway as much as I do. And
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Well, that's true. He makes a ton of music, a ton of money on it. So I'm okay with that. The other thing is that when it comes to history, I like I sit there and I listen to history books and see you, Kevin. Good to see you. Thank you for making me remember my mom story.
Thanks for the quote of the night, Kevin. My mom says she likes Dog the Bounty Hunter. That's a good one. When we were talking earlier, I mentioned Impractical Jokers.
Yeah.
That's one of those shows that not everybody watches, but you enjoy it anyway. Sorry, but you were saying, go ahead.
No, I was talking about history. Yes, I sit there and listen and read history books in my spare time. But I like to do what we did last week, and I like to play the rabbit hole of what would have happened if take a moment in history and take that piece of hair out. What would happen if that hair pulls out and unravels the whole scarf? Because, I mean, you could go down a whole rabbit hole of that.
It's true.
Speaking of rabbit holes, my wife said her favorite guilty pleasure was she has TMZ on her phone.
Wow, I would have never guessed that one.
She gets alerts from TMZ. And she will tell me, unfortunately, she told me Kobe died before anybody did because she got that TMZ ding that they're now getting in trouble for. But she told me Kobe died before that because of TMZ. Wow. But because of TMZ, she will. Oh, Michael Watts just joined. Should we tell him? Should we tell him again?
Tell him what?
About Britney Spears.
No, that's Matt.
Oh, Matt. Sorry, wrong one.
Cool.
So because of TMZ, Amanda likes to go down a rabbit hole of searching famous people's Instagram, and she will go there for like hours and just go down Instagram of Caitlyn Jenner's, of Kim Kardashian, of all. She used to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and so she's in love with that type of junk.
Fascinating.
Fascinating. That's one word for it.
Yeah.
So, and then back to music with it too. Kyle, which I haven't seen Kyle today.
I haven't either.
He normally gets on and talks to us.
Yeah.
KG, I'm a little upset at you, sir. But Kyle gets on and he said that his favorite guilty pleasure is the Spice Girls.
Mm-hmm. That's a good example of one.
I don't know if I can agree with you there, but I will, So what he's saying is when he turns the radio on, He tells the radio to give him what he wants, what he really, really wants. He'll tell you what he wants, what he really, really wants. He wanna, really, really, really wanna listen to the girls.
I'm sure that's exactly what he says.
Yes, that's exactly what he says. Michael Watts, his favorite guilty pleasure back in the day was hanging out with Adam at Pure Country, riding. Oh, you didn't tell me anything about riding mechanical bulls.
Oh, I never got on it. That was Mike's thing.
Oh, really? Mike, did what? Come on, tell me what happened.
But like my dad said, Money Pit isn't a hole full of money. It's a drain on money. Like the movie, the Tom Hanks movie, right? I have a feeling that's what the island's going to end up being more. But yeah. So
Mike says, wait, Mike, I heard on Watch Party about Britney Spears way before being a pastor. He watching a lot of VH1 videos.
VH1.
See, now I'll be honest. One of my guilty pleasures back in the day was I actually watched TRL, and I looked forward to that. Adam didn't do it; it was my thing. He always laughed at me. Talk about the mechanical bull.
The bull, yeah.
That kind of makes me a little sad because now I want to know of the. I need a video of Adam doing Danny Zuko, and I need a video of Mike doing the bull.
What would we have taken that video on? A camcorder? Well, thank goodness it wasn't as easy to snap video of those types of things back then.
I know.
Yeah. But
so anyway, you were about to say something before I broke in.
I was going to try to gracefully transition, but
well, see, we don't need a graceful transition anymore because we do have a hard stop every week because of your dad.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Cool. And every week because of your dad. What happened? Did you just move?
I bumped my laptop. I'm sorry. My bad.
I bumped my. So yes, actually, it doesn't work for me.
What do we have every week, Dave? You say it.
Virgil asked a question.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I got to look it up this week because he sent it at a weird time, and I didn't even listen to it.
You didn't yet? So
no, he sent it on the day before Valentine's Day. So here we go.
But it's coming up in just a little over 3 weeks. It's something a lot of us like. Some of us don't care for. Some of us don't observe it, but most of us do. It is the highly welcomed daylight savings time, which will be March the 8th. All right, here's the question. When did the U.S. start using daylight savings time? And the second part of the question is, what country started using daylight savings time first?
Okay, so I think it was in the Depression. When we first started using it. The Depression.
Okay.
Because I know it was to give farmers more time with the light to do more things in the summer because that's when they grew crops and everything like that. I know. Sarah said, my bad, I missed it. See, Sarah, that's why you just need to go back and watch it when you miss it. We're just that good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but yeah, I think it was in the 30s. You probably got pulled up, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Am I wrong?
1918.
Really? So it was World War I.
Well, let's say there was a plan around it. So the first ones to use it were Germany and Austria.
Oh, there you go. Mike said, I believe Germany, not sure.
Yep. Germany and Austria in 1916. We adopted in 1918, but it was not the standard until the Uniform Time Act was passed in 1966.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, your dad just said April 12th, 1966, Public Law 89-387 LBJ. Please tell me he looked that up. Or is that something your dad
sure it was
does?
In there. I'm sure it's in there.
Okay.
I'm sure it's in there. But it was 1966 when the Uniform Time Act was passed. But it says on the thing I found, 100 million Americans actually already use daylight savings time as part of their normal life. So that just made it to where everybody used it. But states then, which like Florida's trying to do now, could opt out of it if they wanted to.
Yeah, Arizona opts out of it. Mm-hmm. I wish Alabama would because we really don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish that we would stay in daylight savings time.
Yep.
So, Mike, I wish they would leave it alone. When I go to Ecuador, they don't touch it. We should leave it alone, in my opinion. I agree because I think that it's dumb. I don't like to wake up when it's dark. I don't like to leave work when it's dark.
Yes.
So
thanks a lot, Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go fly a kite and put a key to it. Who needs Google when you have Virgil?
Exactly. There you go.
That is very true. The weekend I was down there, I think I heard more random facts, awesome random facts, than I have in a lifetime. Your dad's just awesome.
That's right.
So, speaking of awesome, you like that segue? That wasn't a very good one, but
no, not really. But it works. Go with it.
So last Friday, we heard the new James Bond song. I know, but so the more I listen to it, the more I'm getting to be okay with it. It's not what I thought it would be, but it's getting better and better and better in my mind. Just because, I mean, okay, Billie Eilish is weird.
Okay,
I mean, come on.
Can I tell you what my problem is with this song?
What?
Skyfall starts off the same way. Sam Smith's song, Writing on the Wall, starts out the same way, kind of. Slow and moody and melodic, and it's got those minor key that kind of drives you into that James Bond feeling. But that's James Bond. Yeah, but no, that's not the problem I have with it. Let me finish. Can I finish? Can I finish? So
listen, Linda, listen.
The problem that I have with it, it checks all the boxes like in the first 5 seconds, but it never builds. They're never like loud trumpets hitting that fanfare kind of mixed in with it. There's never like that big crescendo moment. It never grows. It just stays. And when we go down this path, you'll see that I have an obvious bias in my selection of what I think the best Bond songs are.
Right.
This one is not up there because it never grows beyond that first note. It stays down in the well the whole time.
I think it's funny. We're talking about this past the guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Sarah says Billie Eilish is her guilty pleasure.
And you know what? More power to you. I'm totally for it. And I think that so Daniel Craig's James Bond and Billie Eilish seem to match somewhat. Kind of emo, moody kind of stuff. But it never builds. It never goes out of that deep place that she lives in. And I think that but I think you saw it a little bit in some previous ones, like when Aha or Duran Duran did the song. Mm-hmm. They picked who was popular at the time and threw them out there trying to resonate with that audience, and it didn't work.
Okay. This is Duran Duran.
Oh.
This is also the Timothy Dalton era of Bond.
That's so bad.
Yeah. That's not good.
No. It sounds like a Duran Duran song that they stuck on the front of a James Bond movie, just like this sounds like a Billie Eilish song that they stuck on the front of a James Bond movie. And I don't have a problem with her overall.
I mean, the start of it, that's Bond.
Just wait.
That's Bond. You got to think of the time it was in, man.
No, I get it. And it's the synth version of that guitar.
You've frozen. We have frozen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a frozen moment. Give us a moment. We're frozen. So we're going to sit here and talk for a second while Adam comes back. I'm sorry that we're having some issues here, but Adam's he says he'll be back in just a second. So I think what he was trying to say is it's the synth version of that guitar, but it's still just kind of weird. I don't know. I'm okay with that Aha song with that synth version of the guitar because it does feel very Bondish for the 80s. I mean, they had to kind of make the sound the way it was in the era.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It shouldn't be era based. A Bond song should be transcendent.
Yes, and no.
I think I don't. So that little synthesizer thing at the beginning isn't my problem. As soon as they tried with that, as soon as they get into lyrics, they just lose me. And that's my problem with probably 75% of the Bond songs. Is it's literally and I'll go ahead and like lead us down the path of
no, I don't want to go there yet. I don't want to go there yet.
Okay, then say something else.
So you want to say that Aha and Duran Duran was bad?
Yeah,
I actually would say that this one is a music of the moment, music of the era, but I actually enjoy this one. Just a second. You're gonna laugh at me when you hear what it is. I'm just gonna let it play for a second.
Oh, is that Die Another Day?
Yes. I mean, come on. That, while, yes, it is Madonna of the late 2000s, maybe early 2000s.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the better songs of that era, because I think that Madonna actually put the Pierce Brosnan type of Bond in a perfect song right there.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that one. It's not one of my favorites. But I think that I'm a very divided mind when it comes to Bond songs, and that one ranks in the soft middle. I have a very hard division between what I think is a good one and what I think is a bad one, and that one sits kind of in that nougaty center.
Nougaty.
But I'll hold off on going until you're ready to broach the topic.
So I do want to get your opinion on this, because this one is kind of, to me, it's iconic, probably just because of the way it started, or of the video itself.
Oh, the one with Jack White and Alicia Keys?
No. That one's good. This is Chris Cornell of Soundgarden. I think it's Soundgarden.
Is this My Name from Casino Royale? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have that. I have that as in my top 3 for sure.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot. I love that whole intro. I think the Casino Royale scene is good and everything. I love the whole intro to that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to get yelled at for people who don't, that I might have said Chris Cornell's band wrong. Rest in peace. I think it's Soundgarden. He also did Black Hole Sun, but at the time, that's what was popular. So I like that. But you say, and we're going to go down this path, and I love that I see Mike actually post one of the best Bond songs in my mind.
Yep.
Was Wings, Paul McCartney, Live and Let Die.
Yep.
I like some of these older songs. Live and Let Die, For Your Eyes Only. You really have to get into, Moonraker. Come on, Diamonds Are Forever.
Mm-mm.
Louis Armstrong, We Have All the Time in the World.
No.
Nancy Sinatra, You Only Live Twice.
So here's the thing. I like, and we talked this, I think, before on a somewhat related topic, just about James Bond in general. Mm-hmm. I like the current iteration of James Bond a lot.
Right.
And I think that they've played well to the fragile psyche of James Bond more than he's this invincible, tough dude. He's more relatable that way, I think. But I think that a lot of the old ones, the intro song is just as dated as the way they pulled the movie off. Because a lot of the old ones are literally just a very talented female singer singing the name of the movie over and over and over. The only exception I'll give you, I enjoy Goldfinger, but Tom Jones trying to find words that end up rhyming with Thunderball, Moonraker, Your Eyes Only. I mean, it's the same thing. It is literally.
And you're right, it is, but that's
slow sing. But no, they were. So like Sheena Easton was For Your Eyes Only, right?
Right.
Which one did she sing? That is a pop love song kind of feeling thing. It's this weird song, and I think a lot of them
Your Eyes Only.
The way that it was mixed and arranged, and the way it feels, it's too happy in some cases, I think. But the other side of it is that it's like a love song, and it's like I just.
But
love
it is.
No, but
James
he
Bond
didn't fall in love with anybody.
No, but you're right. But
fall in love with anybody.
But the girl always falls in love with him. So it's sung to James Bond.
Yeah, but
that's the whole point.
That's what I don't like about the old iteration. What I love about the new iteration is the story arc of he fell in love with Vespa. She ended up turning. She ended up dying. It broke his heart, and he's trying to rebuild himself back after all the stuff that he's been through. And I think that the Casino Royale song, Skyfall, the Another Way to Die, Jack White and Alicia Keys, Writings on the Wall, even, I think that those summarize it so much better, what this new kind of feel has been for the movies, which I enjoy a million times.
So you're frozen.
I don't know that you can ever...
No, you're back now. I
don't know that you can ever top Sean Connery. He's like iconic, right? I don't know that you can ever like top that first time you saw Pierce Brosnan in the first James Bond movie they'd had in a while. Pierce Brosnan was the perfect Bond for that generation of Bond. But I think that this new one, the songs have fit it so well, and I personally like them a lot more. Now I'll say I don't like Writings on the Wall overall, but that way that it intros, they play it throughout the movie, and it kind of carries throughout the whole movie that way, you know. And I think that it pulled it off like that. But the oldest two that I've got are Goldeneye with Tina Turner and Live and Let Die with Paul McCartney. All of my other favorites are Quantum of Solace forward.
So I had to pull Live and Let Die out of you because
I mean, I don't think that I associate, honestly, I associate that with the Wings. I don't associate that immediately with a Bond song. I like have it in my playlist from the actual album that it was on. Like right. I don't make that automatic association, but I do think it's one of the best ones. The whole like sped up in guitar solo thing, the da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na. I don't know that fits as much, but it's still cool. It's still awesome, but I just don't know.
See, and I'll say this, you know. I actually like a different version than the Wings. I like Guns N' Roses did a version of it.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
So, yeah, but I still, I don't know. I think that some of those older songs set the movie up better. The way the newer ones are, and Michael Watts is saying nobody does it better. I mean, that's a perfect song. Live and Let Die is perfect. Your dad said Let It Die, Jane Seymour, Your Eyes Only. Those are the perfect songs. They are. Okay, so back to talking about Bond for a second before we get into more Bond songs and another tangent I want to get down. But the newer iterations of Bond was basically a reset. Hey, it says our timer's gone, so I can't see how long we've been going anymore.
41 minutes.
Okay. The newer iterations of Bond is basically a reset. When Vespa turned on him, now we know why James Bond is a womanizer. You know, when he in Casino Royale, he went up and asked the bartender for a martini, and he didn't know how to order it. He said, "How about I make it shaken, not stirred?"
Yeah.
So all of this new Bond, all this Daniel Craig Bond is basically reboot of James Bond.
Yeah, it's a backstory that you never really got from the other.
It's backstory, and that's why I like what we're getting. I like how Skyfall's in here. I like Quantum of Solace. I like all that. Yes, Mike. Tomorrow Never Dies. Sheryl Crow. That's probably the first of the good modern James Bonds, because that was one of.
I like Goldeneye better. Tomorrow Never Dies was the one about the news.
Tomorrow
thing in the satellite, right?
That was Terry Hatcher was the Bond girl.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that one. But let's get back to Live and Let Die for a second. I want to just touch on that one for a second, because I had to pull out of you that you actually liked it because of one reason alone. And you said you actually don't like Paul McCartney. And that got us down a whole road of talking that you, a music guy, don't like the Beatles.
Not a huge fan.
At all. You say you don't like 50s and 60s music.
I wouldn't say at all. As we fleshed out in our conversation, it's not an at all. I'm just not one of those people that says the Beatles are awesome. I think some of the things the Beatles did,
music.
Yeah, I don't know if it was for the better in that case, though.
They did.
Okay.
They brought over. I mean, the English, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is in the 60s. They brought over that type of music.
So what they did was they came over here and they sang "Love, Love Me Do" and "I Want to Hold Your Hand," and I don't mind those songs at all. I just don't. I'm not going to choose to listen to 50s and 60s pop over anything else. So it might show up in my chosen for you rotation on Spotify, but I'm not going to go search it out. Right? They brought that over. They got everybody's attention, and then they got high all the time, and then completely made. Like they had this middle stuff that was good, and then they just went on this crazy tangent, man. They went off the rails altogether. And I think they sold everybody on it. Then they got hung up in what the 70s were, late 60s and early 70s were for everybody. And I Am the Walrus, Goo Goo Gajoob.
I mean, it's a popular song. People love it.
I don't care if it's a popular song. The Spice Girls are popular too. Doesn't mean that it's good music.
Jeff Kramer. Okay. Jeff just says he got sickly with you.
Thank you.
They're not grocery overrated.
Yes, they are.
Overrated. Jeff, ask your mom. Ask your dad about the Beatles. Well, they're probably a little young for that, but the Beatles were music in the 60s and 70s.
Yes, they were music.
Mike!
They were, Mike Watts agrees too. They were music in the 60s and 70s, and then Yoko Ono showed up, and drugs came into play, and these dudes literally went nuts right in front of our eyes, man. Yellow Submarine. I don't care if it's catchy and everybody, we all live in. It doesn't make any sense. It is absolute just like audio trash. It doesn't mean anything.
Does most of the music we listen to now make sense?
It depends on what your genre is.
Okay, country music.
If you fit into pop, it's all about one topic. So I mean, they're pretty clear on, hey girl, what's up all the time. I mean, bro, country is only about 5 things. Yeah. But I think that in pop music, you get into John Lennon, felt like he was deep. But I think that John Lennon acted like he had this secret knowledge of some mystical thing that no one else would ever be able to reach. And he's just a dude who's just writing stuff, and everybody's listening to it because they did good stuff 10 years before that. That's my opinion of the Beatles.
So I agree with the point. I mean, yes, their 50s and 60s stuff was their best stuff.
I wouldn't even go as far as saying that. I would say their middle stuff, Eleanor Rigby, Let It Be, Hey Jude. I think that middle stuff is the best. I think the front stuff was catchy. The middle stuff is the best. And then,
By the way, Sarah, my husband said I can't listen to y'all anymore. James Bond, music negativity, and anti-Beatles. So, Sarah, let's. I was going to say something.
It's half and half. Dave's on your side. That'll revive him. I
love the Beatles, and I love all James Bond music except maybe 1 or 2. I actually have a best of James Bond album that I've been listening to for a week now. There's just some weird people that have done James Bond music that probably could have picked a better one. Billie Eilish probably could have been a better pick. So, but Sarah, Dave is here. I'm here for you. Tell your husband you can listen to the show because of Dave. I'm here for you. Okay. Anyway,
I find it hard to believe, Dave, that you would actively go pick out Shirley Bassey music to listen to.
On James Bond, yes, yes, I would, because of the context, because of what happened. So yes, I actively would listen to it.
So you would be at a stoplight with your windows rolled down with Moonraker playing, and you'd be cool with that.
Adam, when I picked you up from where was that? The English building at Tuscaloosa in my BMW that one time. Mm-hmm. What was I blaring out the windows?
Dude, I don't remember.
You made fun of me. It was the Michael Jackson History album. So I have no issues blaring music out of my car.
No, wait. You cannot compare Michael Jackson to Moonraker. I'm sorry. You can't be like, oh, I'm cool. I'm fine with it. And FYI, Sherry Matz, there are songs of every genre that don't make sense. Life is too short to be serious and make sense all the time. I completely agree. Life is too short. So why listen to music that people are high on? I mean, life is too short to
Air Church.
Yeah, I do. But okay, so no, wait. His song tells a story, and often if you listen to the undertones, you can get something out of it. What the heck is "I Am the Walrus" about?
Cuckoo.
What is it about?
I mean, come on. What is cocaine about? Yes, but I mean, seriously, Eric Clapton. What's half of Clapton's songs about?
Yeah.
So
I don't listen to him either.
Oh, Adam Russell.
I like "Change the World."
That's the worst Clapton song.
And I think that's about it.
You don't like Tears in Heaven? Beautiful Tonight?
No, that's not a bad. Tears in Heaven's not bad.
Do you know why he wrote Tears in Heaven, right?
Yeah, son died. Fell out of a window.
Yes.
I was alive in the 90s. I watched MTV Unplugged. Thank you.
Okay, fine. When we come back.
My dad just made the point. Did you see the movie yesterday? It was great. Yes, I enjoyed the movie yesterday. Absolutely enjoyed that movie. I think the end of that movie was fantastic. I just, half the stuff that they came up with, I just don't personally choose to listen to it.
Well, I personally choose to think you're crazy. Have you watched, I know you haven't, but have you watched the movie Across the Universe?
I have not.
Okay, you kind of need to. It's a, well, you probably don't, because I can't even get you to watch Greatest Showman. But Across the Universe.
No. You can't get me to watch Greatest Showman with you in the room. That's different.
Okay, that's true. So Across the Universe is a movie that they made a storyline.
Oh, I know. Evan Rachel Wood was in it or somebody, right? I mean, I'm aware. Yeah.
It's a good movie. Okay. You need to watch it. So you're telling me that do you go out of your way? Like, let's say you're driving down the road. Mm-hmm. Do you go out of your way when a Beatles song comes on the radio, a 70s Beatles song comes on the radio? Do you change it?
You've been in my car. What do I have on in my car?
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Sherry. Hashtag Team Dave.
Cool. Hey, you know what? Somebody's got to be on your side.
Most people.
I mean, the Beatles are a very, very popular band for a reason. They sell a lot of albums, sold a lot of albums, and they're still famous to this day for a very good reason.
Okay. What's our timer at, Adam?
50 minutes. We got 10 minutes left to talk about this. Please.
No, I think it's about time to start wrapping up. Just because we got a couple things we're going to announce at the end. We promised you at the end that we would talk about Patreon. Once again, you don't have to do this. This is just something that we're going to hope to do to maybe push some money, some fundage back to making this show better than it is now. Hopefully a lot better than it is now, because I'd say right now we're kind of in the building phase. We're only about 30 episodes in, and we're in the building phase. But there are a lot of things that we want to do with this show that we can't do right now, because this is a labor of love, and it's just out of our pocket. And it's not a lot of money to start a podcast, but to make a podcast popular-er.
Popular-er, there you go, yeah.
I mean, wicked. Sound to be popular. Oh, come on. Kristen Chenoweth? Oh, Adam. Okay, there's my guilty pleasure.
Sorry.
Coming out. Anyway, but to make the shows popular and make it more marketable, you have to pour a lot of money into it. And that's just money that we don't have. I mean, that would take away from our families right now. And so anything we get from Patreon would not go to our pockets. It wouldn't buy me airline tickets to get down to Orlando. Yeah. It would straight go back into the Unrelated Birth Podcast. We're going to have two tiers, a $5 tier and a $10 tier. A $5 tier will get you a special shout out every 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
We talk about you, and we give you a special shout out. So, which means we're going to have to stop doing a little bit of "Hey Sherry, hey Sarah," type.
No, I think it's different. I think it's a thank you. Like it's different from an interaction on the show. It's more than just like, oh, you made a comment, we're going to read the comment, talk about that comment. It's specifically time set aside to thank the folks that support us and are trying to help us get there.
Yeah. And I hadn't brought this up to you, but I think that this is something that we should probably look into doing as well. Each person that does a $5 or $10, I think we need to give them a personalized email. Like maybe you send one and I'll send one, probably an email from both of us.
Okay.
Just thanking them, saying, hey, we want this to be, I mean, as stupid, as silly as this sounds, when we say at the end of the show, we love you guys, we mean it. We want this to be kind of like a family. And I want to know, what's your family doing? How's your mom and them type thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'd like to keep up an email traffic with everybody that's a Patreon of the show. $5, $10, I don't care, whatever level you're at. So the $5 is going to be the special shout out and an email every now and then from both Adam and myself. The $10 is something that's going to be a little bit, it's going to bleed into the next announcement we have. $10 is every other third week, however much Adam and I can decide to do it, a special live feed, either on Patreon or Facebook, however we're going to do it, where we can all sit, chat, and basically have a fireside chat, kind of like we used to do with the Monday night thing.
Yep.
So you'll get everything on the $5 level, plus on the $10 level, you'll get that extra special chat. And we are working with a shirt company that you will hear here in just a couple minutes, and we'll let Adam talk about that here in a second. We will give you a special discount code for that shirt company to basically get whatever you want from the Unrelated at Birth shop, which may or may not be there, or from whatever else is on this website.
Yeah. Go ahead. Finish up.
I was going to say, plus, like I said, you'll get everything that's at the $5 level, plus what that extra stuff at the $10 level.
So then are you saying that the $5 level, we would give someone a personal shout out, like we would tell them, you know my name. And then for the $10 level, they would get something that is for their eyes only?
Boom.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there. Boom.
I tied it all in together. Look at that.
You did. Look, everything that was unrelated became related.
It's now related.
There you go. All right, Adam. So what is this t-shirt company, and what is the other announcements that we are going to be making?
Yeah. So, I mean, out on unrelatedатbirth.com right now, we have our website, our merchandise site out there with t-shirts and aprons and mugs and hats and all that good stuff. I think what we're looking at doing now is Dalester.com. We'll get to hats. Don't worry. It's okay. But Dalester.com, and I think you're wearing a Dalester shirt right now, Dave. Are you not? They do a lot of kind of play on Disney things and a lot of pretty cool graphics and logos, that kind of thing. And so we're actually going to be hosting an Unrelated at Birth section on Dalester.com, where we'll have probably a handful of t-shirts, some that he'll help design and use some of his expertise on that. And I think the beauty of it for us is it's kind of us giving him exposure and vice versa, but the prices are going to be significantly lower than they are on the current merchandise shop.
Exponentially lower.
So it's a very exciting thing. So I think we'll eventually get it to the point where it's linked up with the website. We'll have a link on here. We'll share it every week. And if you want to go out and check it out, it's going to be really cool. We're going to pare down the offering a little bit and then launch it out there for Dalester.com.
Yep. And I think it's going to be great. I love his shirts. His shirts are just baby's booty soft. And hey, don't laugh at me. I mean,
it's a good choice of words. There you go. Baby booty soft.
Baby booty soft.
The BBS special.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. And it's really cool because it doesn't take that long to ship to you. You know, I don't want to talk bad about Spreadshirt because they're very good for what they are, but their shirts are a little coarse and rough, and it's everywhere. I was hoping you'd spit your coffee out.
I would, but I like my laptop too much.
There you go. And it takes a long time for the product to get there. Adam does a great job with his product. Not you, Adam. Adam Dale.
Yes.
Does a great job with his product, and it'll be there pretty quickly. I'm about to have to mute my mic. So give me a second, Adam. You're going to have to talk for a second. There's about to be someone else joining us in the Unrelated at Birth room.
Okay.
So talk for a second, Adam.
Yeah, sure. No problem. I got it covered. I'll go ahead and go over the socials while you're getting your guest lined up. So we appreciate everybody listening every week, as always. Thanks for all your interaction this week, guys, on the comments. If you haven't joined us for a Facebook Live yet and you're listening over podcast, make sure you check us out on Facebook if you're over there. Unrelated at Birth is the page, at Unrelated at Birth. And you can interact with us there too. More info to come on the Patreon and the Dalester.com stuff. You can hit us up on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter is at Not Related Bros. Instagram is at Unrelated at Birth. Twitter for both of us individually and Instagram is at DAdams419 for Dave. I'm at Runtide Run. Dave, what else you got to say to close us out? He's giving us a thumbs up.
I'm giving you a thumbs up. Hey, real quick, we are about to film a bonus episode, a bonus video probably that'll go up. It'll be part of a bonus. It'll be part of an episode when you're on. Yeah, we got to work on that door. It'll be part of a bonus episode when you're on vacation at your place, that Indian beep.
Spring break.
I can't say, yeah. And then, of course, my spring break, my girls' spring break, I'll be at a place that I can't see Walt Disney. Beep. Anyway, but hey, come here. We're going to end the show, and we're going to let I got a buddy in here.
What's up,
Carrie
Carrie?
Loney. Carrie's back here.
Who am I looking at? Where am I looking at?
Well, this is the
Is this
actual
where we do
feed.
the camera thing where we look at it?
Yeah,
Just like that. There you go. Perfect.
Stare at the camera right there.
That's creepy.
Anyway, so pay attention to the Facebook page here, and maybe in the next couple of days we'll post the video. And if you know Carrie, you know who what he's an expert on. So you know what that video is about to be. I'm about to be happy too.
Mysterious.
He's looking at my collection. He's probably not happy that I have a lot of them out of the box right now. But anyway, guys, we say it every week, and like I said earlier, it might sound like a cliche, but I do truly mean it. We love you guys. You spend an hour out of your week listening to us ramble about crap that we love. But we love that, and that's amazing to us. So, guys, we love you guys. I'll go ahead and say it. And I feel like each one of you guys are family, and thank y'all for being part of ours. So, guys, talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Adam?
Yeah, Jesus loves you. Be kind to each other, guys. We'll see you next week.